Thank you so much for the comments. And there's one here by Alternative Voice 2541 who says, wasn't it Max Bygraves who used to say, I want to tell you a story before drawing you into an iniquitous diatribe about this or that in the form of telling a joke to get laughs? Yeah, absolutely it was. Frankie Howerd used a similar technique. I would say Frankie Howerd was the original, as did Bygraves' mentor Max Miller. Max Miller, the cheeky chappie, the fellow who used to leave jokes lingering and realised he didn't need to tell the punchline because the audience was already there, of drawing an audience in to hear the juicier, more salacious details of stories. And is social media any different? Max Miller, I think there are so many people at the moment who have learnt from sitting at the feet of Max Miller, this sort of fast fire stand-up routine. I think when it comes to Alternative is going to draw a parallel here, and says the more salacious details, other than being on a massive scale, right? Drawing an audience in, other than it being on a massive scale of millions of electronic interactions, social media is exactly the same. It's the idea of being made privy to something we might not otherwise have access to via a What the Butler Saw style expose, revelation upon revelation as stories unravel. Combine all this with Warhol's In the Future Everyone Will Be World Famous for 15 minutes, and the resulting clamour it generates, and there you have it. Yes, though I think it's probably one of the problems with social media is the lack of brevity. Although brevity is imposed on people in Twitter, it's a sort of lack of brevity and a desire to be aping Ken Dodd rather than Max Miller. Max Miller, of course, used to truncate some of his performances so that he could walk out of the audience and get the train to Brighton and get home for the night. I don't imagine that was Ken Dodd's aim at all. Ken Dodd simply wanted to stay on stage.